Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the greatest sports story never told. Well, it's going to be told. I mean, it's not never told. We're going to make it as we go. This is Varsity Beard. You are about to embark on, quite literally, the most impressive journey in all of sports history, beginning with 5 regular season high school football games, an entire collegiate career, getting drafted into the NFL, and becoming, wait for it, the greatest, and I mean the greatest NFL running back to ever don a beard like that. I know it. You know it. We all know it. It is the greatest beard in the history of sports beards. Don't even try to compare it to anything else because you know as well as I do, nothing compares to that beard. Shout out Sinead O'Connor. Nothing compares to that beard. It is flat out phenomenal. And if you don't like a beard, it's okay. It's all right. You don't like a beard, and it's fine to not like it. But that beard right there will go down as the all-time greatest football beard that ever did touch the gridiron. I was going to be a linebacker, but the more I thought about it, I don't want to make this a boring series about football. I'd like to try to make it a little bit funny if I can. I didn't think that anybody would care to watch a linebacker series because everything is so offensively engineered in both of these games and in the real game, let's just be honest. So I backed off of my original idea of wanting to be a lurking linebacker, controlling the middle of the field, identifying what the offense is doing, all the cool stuff, all the things that I really enjoy, to surrendering myself into a running back. Next best thing, I guess. Contact. But the reason I landed here mostly is because I figured since everybody watches offensive stuff, they're probably only going to want to watch this, not some boring guy who thinks he's some kind of weird, creepy coach that nobody ever found out about. Nobody wants to hear that. I don't think anybody wants to hear that. I don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that. You want to see the greatest beard sports story. How this will work, episode 1 will be 3 high school football games, which are just basically drive goals. So not really full games. You'll see what I mean in a moment. Episode 2 will be the remaining 2 high school regular season games and my commitment day to the college of my choice, of which I need to be starting on, not sitting. So I'm probably going to have to take a really bad Division I school to make sure that I'm starting, but we're going to get there. We're going to get there. Full disclosure, I have this section of the game on freshmen because to me, it's an absolute joke. You'll see why in a moment. We have to pick drive goals right here, which I'm not opposed to, and we'll go through that in a second, but out there on the football field, I'm a player. I'm okay with surrendering, being a player, and letting the coach call the plays. Kind of like that idea, but for some reason, this game doesn't want to do that. It wants to give me the entire full playbook. Let me do whatever I want. So I'm going to go ahead and just tell you right now, I'm not hiding it. I have this on freshmen through these high school years to completely obliterate the opposition and make sure I give myself the best chance to start on the lowest tier Division I school that I can find. If you don't like that, probably turn the series off. I don't really care. But that's what we're doing, and you'll know what we're doing because it's going to look way too easy. But once we get to the collegiate level, we will bump that shit up, and we will make it a little more beardly, if you know what I mean. So how the drive goals work, as you can see right here, we need to select 4 of these, and as it's saying, I can go through all of these. There's a lot of information, a lot of wall of text here, and I don't really think that's what people want to watch or check out, but we'll do this at least once so everybody kind of has an idea what's happening through these 5 games. So like I said, I need to pick 4 drive goals, and I have to meet those goals in order to gain points for the teams that you see in the school tape score boost on the right there. These are all teams that I've chosen for my recruitment. I kind of already have an idea of where I want to go. You might have seen it in the trailer, but I need to impress these guys. In order to do so, they're giving me opportunities to meet out on the football field. So with that said, we will read all of these, select them in the first week, but the second week and third week, we're going to cut these up to just the drive goals and try to make this as entertaining as we can get it. If this sounds like something you want to stick around for, you might get a kick out of, maybe you're not even a sports guy. Maybe you just think I'm an idiot and you just want to see what kind of stuff happens next. By all means, stick around. We're going to try to make this somewhat entertaining, somewhat funny, maybe somewhat dramatic, maybe somewhat emotional. You just might find yourself crying to the point I'll have to come to your house and wipe your tears with the greatest sports beard that ever walked. So, with that out of the way, now to the point. Early in the quarter, all eyes are on your physicality. Run with purpose, absorb contact, and prove to the scouts that you're the most punishing beard on the field. We can do that. So we're taking that, and it says, to the right, rush for 10 plus total yards, total value of 50. Don't allow menacing linebacker to force a fumble or a tackle for a loss, total number of 200. Next one down, and we don't have to do these in order. We can pick any one of these that we want, so it's third down and the defensive stack in the box. With a hard-hitting linebacker waiting in the gap, lower your shoulder, power through contact, and earn every single bearded inch to keep the drive alive. So, rush for a first down, get a first down with inside run plays. Way too easy. We're taking it. Third one down, physicality. Midway through the game, set the tone by delivering punishment instead of taking it. Break tackles and finish every run with power. Lead the offense across midfield, 50 points. Truck, stiff arm, or block a defender worth 200. We will at least read both of these, but statement drive is next. Buried deep in your beard, rather your own territory, this is your chance to make a statement. Break tackles, absorb hits, and drag your team out with a powerful drive, which has in there don't allow menacing linebacker to force a fumble or tackle for a loss. Basically the same thing's reversed, rush for a touchdown. We'll take that. Grind it out. With the clock winding down, it's all about toughness and stamina. Fight for every inch and stack first downs to wear down the defense. Within that, once again repeating stuff, don't allow a menacing linebacker to force a fumble or tackle for a loss. Worth 50, run the game clock below 40 seconds, worth 200. So, I think I don't care to grind this clock down and make this any longer than I have to. So we're going to go with statement drive because I got a statement beard. So let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, one and all, welcome into Almquist Field as Rock Island is set to face Orion in the very first of 5 regular season games featuring the bearded wonder Ricky Beard and his final varsity season as he embarks on college football bearded greatness. Without any further ado, let's get down to the field and see exactly how this beard will perform today. All right, let's get ourselves in the power eye. We're going to go with a little bit of a duo here. We're looking to gain ourselves. Just gain yards on the play. Avoid tackles for a loss and from your rival. Clock down to 4 seconds. Here's the snap. The hand is the beard. Follows his blocks. Gets outside. Jukes back inside. Rolls to the right and tackled for a gain of a first down. And that will mark off the very first drive goal as Ricky Beard appears to be in mid-season form already. So with the second goal in mind, avoid tackles for a loss from your rival. We just need to keep the drive going. What we're going to do here, let's flip this over with a power O. Clock rolling. Beard behind center, waiting the snap. Clock down to 5 seconds. Here's the snap. Takes the handoff, goes back inside, outside, running backwards, and he's not going to gain any yards. That was not a good play for Ricky Beard whatsoever. And the fans are letting him know it. 2nd and 8. Rival to his left. This is supposed to be an option play, but the quarterback keeps it. Also keeping Ricky Beard out of the play and not allowing him to reach the drive goal. Later in the drive, 7:17 to play. Rival to his right, this is Beard. Here's the snap. Handoff to Beard. Bounces outside. Back inside. Follows the block. He's got one man to beat. Knocked out of bounds. Huge run by Ricky Beard. And the fans are going wild. Wrong jersey. I'm wearing number 22. You can get it at the concession. Get out there and make me proud. Here's the snap. Here's the toss. He's got some blockers. A lot of real estate. Nobody. Can he get the corner? He dives in. And he's just... No, they say he gets in. First touchdown of the year. Ricky Beard. Varsity Beard. Look at the faces of the fans. They love every minute of it, but only 350 points. Not going to work. So, although physicality was met and we're moving on. We'll see if we can get some separation out here on the edge where we can actually get a stiff arm right away. So there's the toss. A little bit of a sprint. Here comes the arm. Instantly, he's marked it off. And just like that, a legend is born. Cutting back inside. He's got a heavy juke. One defender to beat. I think he's got him down the sideline. This is Beard. Nobody is going to catch him. Touchdown, Ricky Beard, as he does a dirty face plant. Careful with the Beard. You're going to break it off. Ricky Beard is so emboldened right now. He's going to go right through the B gap and right at the rival. Right at him. Nobody is going to get Beard. He stays up, going to the other side of the field, and finally hauled down. It isn't going to be long, and we're going to be able to mic up Ricky Beard here, and he's going to have a few things to say to that rival. You watch and see. This is one of the most shit-talking running backs we have ever seen, and probably because when you have a beard of that stature, you just can't. So here's the give, and he stays on his feet. One man to beat, jukes back inside, and he's caught from behind by number 96. Ricky Beard is out to a fantastic start as the Orion fans are in complete disbelief. The drive continues. Avoid tackles for a loss from your rival, and the drive continues. So going with a halfback blast, following the blockers, back inside, and he's hauled down for a gain of about 4. Not coming out of the eye. It's going to be a halfback stretch, trying to set the edge, and they do. No one's going to get him. Walks it in. Another touchdown for the day. Ricky Beard. Inside zone weak. Flipping it to the right side, though. We've identified the mic. And straight up behind the blockers, and that should already been marked off and got everything done. However, with 9:09 to play in the fourth, trailing by 7, the give is to Beard. Setting the edge on the outside, jukes back inside, still on his feet, tackled, down inside the 20, just outside the 10-yard line. Another 1st and 10 coming up for the Rocks. So on 2nd and 3, down 7, 8:30 to play. Here's the snap. It's an option. Kick out to Beard. They've eaten it up, and he's trying to stay on his feet, and he gets close to the first down, but not quite. Brings up 3rd and inches. So they're going to keep things nice and tight, not going to the goal line just yet. Beard out of the eye, facing up the defense, and walks it straight in through the middle. 3rd touchdown of the day. This Beard is unstoppable. 1,400 game tape score. Not going to be long, and this guy's going to go down in the Bearded Hall of Fame. So after game 1 of the high school season for Varsity Beard, he's already got the offers pouring in from NIU, UTEP, Vanderbilt, Virginia. Not going to be long, so we're going to go ahead and advance the week. And more are starting to come in as the UConn Huskies are taking a look at the Beard. We got UNLV, but we have our first meeting with the head coach, Andy Wells. He has this to say. Ready for this week? Now that we have a few games on tape, I'd expect a lot of stack fronts and 7, even 8 in the box at all times against the next opponent. Basically, he's wanting me to out-beard them, so I'm going to give him a polite answer. I'm not going to waste your guys' time with a wall of text. Let's keep this train moving because we are on our way to the Bearded Hall of Fame, and that is my best buddy Lane. What is he asking me? Hey, Ricky, I know we've got college entrance exams this week. Do you want to study with me? I might wing them, but prepare for the next game. Really, this is me right here. I'll help you out, Lane. We're buddies. All right, so my school interest increased because of that. And more increase, and more increase. Oh, yeah, see, we're winning already. All we got to do is just do the right things, and we can't go wrong. What do you have to say here, Billy Napier? Hey, Ricky, Coach Napier from the Florida Gators here. We think you're an excellent prospect. Of course I am. Have you seen my beard? But we want to spend this week evaluating you up close. I have some scouts at the game. Are you willing to really show us what you can do? I'll tell you what, Billy. Lean in here and smell the oils in my beard. Smell them. And if you guys watching this can't stand me making beard references, remember, the name of the series is Varsity Beard. There's going to be a lot of them. So our second opponent of the high school season is the Country Club Hills. Let's go ahead and get our drive goal set up and make a country club out of these Country Club Hills. I guess there's supposed to be some kind of a rattlesnake or whatever. I don't really know. So once again, we are back here at Almquist Field to see the legend expand itself and continue as we go ahead and move right into the same formations, because isn't it unbelievable that I have absolute full power of the playbook and I'm not the head coach? So like I said, if you're going to give me the opportunity to do it, I'm going to take it. So let's see if we can get a stiff arm in here. And I just missed it. All right, so we have gain yards on an outside zone run, or stiff arm, truck, or block a defender. So we can do that, maybe. We can set the edge here. Here comes the stiff arm. Out of the way. Getting yards on an outside zone run. Going back inside. Still on his feet. I need to go down. Got to go down because you got to get the drive. You got to get the drive goals. That's what the hell I was talking about there. This Beard is a beast. Absolute beast. We're going to keep this one going. Staying out of the stretch. Once again, holding their block. Cuts back in. Not the smash move. Breaks into the end zone anyway. Touchdown, Ricky Beard. .350 game tape score. A lot of real estate to the strong side of the field. Left hash, here's the toss. This is Beard. Following his blockers. This is a big one. A very big one. One man to beat. Spins back inside. He's still on his feet. Diving to the pylon. Back onto his Beard. Touchdown, Ricky Beard. This place is going bearded. Not really. All right, so we're going to go with the shotgun verticals. I'm not going to exactly do this wheel route. I'm just going to take off running and immediately call for the ball. Right here, dude. I got to catch this thing. And he did. 1 foot of bounds. Ricky Beard is an absolute monster. So here it is. Following his blockers, hopefully. Nice and clear. Nothing but another man to beat. I don't know if he's going to be fast enough to catch this bullet. And he's not. Into the end zone he goes. No dive this time, but I think there's a little shit talk after the play. Beard's letting him know, you do not want to know what's hiding inside of this scruffy muffin. So last drive goal of the game is to impress Florida. We need to get a 50-plus yard rushing attempt. I mean, we've been doing it all day. Why can't we do it now? So going with that toss again out of the power eye. See if we get 50 yards on this. Just by staying with the blocks the right way. Still on his feet. Still on his feet. Is he going to? No, he can't do it, but just shy of the 50, we still have a chance. Once again, patience in the running. Slowly following his blockers. And that's not good. I'm pretty sure we might have blown it. I don't think you get another shot at this. As he's tackled for another first down. Rusher scramble for 50 yards. That's all right. Florida wasn't top on the list anyway. But there is going to be another touchdown. We'll see if we get another opportunity. If not, we'll take what they give us. So we failed to get the 50-plus yard attempt, but doesn't really matter because Florida wasn't high on the list anyway, so we're going to exit the game. So we're going to advance the week into week 3, the final week of episode 1. Another offer coming in from Indiana, Michigan State, Wisconsin, and that's going to do it for week 2 as we work our way into week 3. Another visit with Billy Napier, but I don't really care, so we're going to give a polite answer and move along. Didn't work out. Scholarship bonus down. Oh well. Alex says, hey man, you going to homecoming? Go to homecoming. Bro, I'm Ricky Beard. I'm working on becoming the greatest beard that's ever touched a football field. Can't do it. So week 3 has arrived as Ricky Beard gets set to face the Cary Funnators, whatever the hell they are. Not really sure. We do need to set our drive goals, though, so let's get that out of the way. And here we go once again, back at the high school field as Ricky Beard is set to face his third and final drive goals of the episode. 8 seconds on the play clock, down to 6. Already trailing by a touchdown. The give is to Beard. Looking to stiff arm somebody, but he's got all kinds of room, and it's just didn't quite get it. Didn't quite get it. Let's get into the power O. See if we can get this stiff arm to pop up. Looks like it's coming in. Nope, didn't get one. Come here. Somebody come here and get the stiff arm. You, come here. You can have it. There it is. And we got to go down so we get the 7 yards. Get the hell off me. I'm Ricky Beard. So on 3rd and goal, down 7. 7:30 to play. The snap is to Beard. Stretch play. Dives in for the touchdown. His 50th of the day. All right, so we need first downs on a rushing play and a stiff arm. Let's see if we can do it all in one shot. Nope, not there. Somebody's got to get over here and get the stiff arm. Come here. It's for you. There it is. We got it. Let's just fall over. And once again, get off me. Short side of the field. Looks like a stretch play's been called yet again. 8:30 to play. Leading by 3. This is Beard setting the edge. Try to cut back inside. He's hauled down. He'll gain a very short amount of yardage. So leading by 3 with 8:12 to play in the second. Once again, they go to the stretch play, and Beard is going to take it to the corner. Walking the dog straight into the end zone. Another touchdown on the day. That is the 100th touchdown of the year. Not really, but we're going to get there. So here we are. Late in the third, 5:36 to play, down a touchdown. We need to work through some RPO stuff. We need to get at least 20 yards on a run-pass option or a touchdown. Actually, we need both. I don't mean or a. And he doesn't hand the ball off, but beautiful throw and catch. This might do it. And it does. It doesn't have to be me. And we've completed our drive goals. What a way to end the first episode of Varsity Beard with 1050 game tape score, moving the recruitment score to 3,400. And I'm an idiot. We still have 2 more drive goals to go. Let's get another toss in there. See if we can go 1 for 1. Depending on how everybody holds their blocks, we might just be able to do it. Looking good so far. Not yet. So we've gained the first down and only 1 more goal to go, which is the rushing touchdown. Get back into the stretch stuff. I just can't get over calling my own plays here in high school, but all right. Apparently the coach thinks I am a phenom, and I am. Touchdown, Ricky Beard. That's how you walk out of your 3rd week of the high school season. Episode 1. Strong touchdowns, dominating performance. Alabama with an offer, Georgia with an offer, Miami with an offer, Michigan with an offer. Of course, all of the great schools want us. Notre Dame's getting involved, Ohio State, Texas. Probably going to see Texas before too long. We'll just have to see how it goes. So that's how you cap off the very first episode of Varsity Beard, with strong runs, strong touchdowns, and a strong beard. If you like what you saw here, come back for episode 2. See what happens in week 4, week 5, and where that beard is going to commit. Until then, I'll catch you soon to be beardos in the next one.